Morning. Socrates Fool here. Just call me the fool. I hate this shirt. It's a yellow tie-dye shirt. And usually I wear black or blue or something dark. Because, for this especially. Oh, am I talking too low? Can you hear me? Blah. That's all a learning experience. But, this is the only shirt I have, matter of fact. I wore it yesterday too. I gotta do laundry today once everything opens up. So, good thing this isn't smell-o-vision. Alright. Enough of frivolities. As I said, Socrates Fool here. Just call me the fool. And a couple of things to talk about today. CHUNG KING FLU. That's going to be the big thing, it seems, this week. Well, hopefully there's some other things. There's rumors of other things, but I'm not even going to mention them here because I don't need to explain shit to you. No, justifying myself. Yeah, because you're probably not even here. All right, whatever. CHUNG KING flu, that's what I call it. Some people call it the Kung Fu flu, 5G flu, or Karachi. The Karachi. That's what James Munder calls it. He's pretty funny. He's wacky, though. If you can't handle nutso people, well, what the fuck would you be doing here? But he's crazier than I am. But check him out if you get a chance. James Munder. He's pretty funny. So, 5G flu. Some are calling it that because there's a conspiracy theory that Wuhan is one of the provinces, one of the places, cities that started the 5G in China, where they tested it, is what I've been getting. And some people, now, I'm not saying this is the truth or anything, it's just speculation, it's a theory. Some people are saying that it's 5G and the flu mixed together, and the 5G microwaves, whatever, could change cells, whatever. Who the fuck knows? It's science fucking fiction. But then again, who the fuck knows? Everything's a bit off. There's a lot of discrepancies, it seems, coming out, especially in the information. The official word, they're playing it down. Of course, every government plays down a problem. I wonder if ours is doing the same thing by pretty much ignoring it. I mean, you hear from the CDC a little bit and this and that, but is it just scare tactics, fear porn as it's called, or is it really not that big a deal? Or is it such a big deal they're just not acknowledging it until something can be done about it? I mean, look at Fukushima, that goddamn nuclear plant over in Japan that's been leaking for 8 or 10 years is still leaking today as much radioactive water as it was leaking the day it happened. And it has been this whole fucking time. Yeah, I wouldn't eat a goddamn thing that comes out of the fucking Pacific Ocean. I gotta watch my cussing, and only in the respect that I've been trying to work on not saying goddamn. I mean, I don't want to offend God. Don't give a shit if I offend any of you, really. I mean, not like anybody's here to be offended. Who cares? Blah, 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 blah. So, some discrepancies are basically in the news, and let's see. There was also some film of Xi Jinping, the head big mucky muck cheese, the head egg roll. He was walking through a crowd in a quarantined area, and he wasn't wearing a mask or anything. Now, was that a photo op kind of thing to show the people that it's okay, we'll get through this, whatever else? Was he just a dumbass, which I don't believe, or his people wouldn't let him do that either, unless they went off him, or is it just not that big a deal because it's really just not that big a deal, and this whole thing is just a cover for depopulating. That's still my belief. Um, Citizen reporters are just talking about so much that is not said, and the numbers that are being given out by the citizen reporters, coming out, um, are 5, 8, 10 times even more worse than what the official word is. I still think that it's a depopulation. It's a way to get rid of the dissidents. They're locking people up. They go by social credits, so they know everything. Everybody, they know who every dissident is by their actions. This is what people want to have in this country. Keep an eye on China and what's going on there. That's what the liberals, the deep state, the left wanted to do to this country. And thank God, definitely thank God that Trump came along, and I think he's part of God's plan too. So to keep us from going that way. But with social credits, they know who the dissidents are. They got everybody on lockdown, and not just in Wuhan, in other cities too. And the whole city of Wuhan is pretty much locked down. Other places have quarantine buildings and areas and shit. Yeah, they could just be picking people up, and all of a sudden they're missing, and that's what is happening to some of these reporters, some of these doctors that have turned reporters, and they're winding up, dead of this virus, supposedly, allegedly. So, and with China's economy, so it is out of touch. I mean, they're just printing money like there is no tomorrow. I mean, the old adage I always heard growing up was money doesn't grow on trees. Well, no, it's a lot easier just to print it. It's faster. That's what they're doing. They're printing money as they need it, but so are we. So let's see. The 1,000 bed hospital that they said they would have built in a week. They did, I guess. I saw some pictures. And they did it basically. They leveled out the land. They had like 50, cranes or blah blah blah. Yeah, 50 of them. Bulldozers with the hook thing, scooper. I can't think of the word at the moment, but that's not a big deal. Like 50 of them, an aerial view. It just looked incredible. In this one little area, where you'd think they'd be running into each other, trying to get the whole place level. Then they bring in containers like you see on ships that have been modified to be the hospitals. They put them all together, attach them, and they have 1,000-bed hospital, I guess. Problem is, these things are crap. They're leaking water everywhere. The electricity isn't running through it. It's just, of course, I mean, it's a weak thing. So it only took a week to do it, is what I mean, not a weak thing, as in WEAK. So yeah, the thing's pretty much horrid, and it's not helping much. On top of that, like I said in the last video, I believe with all this lockdown going on too, and the hospitals being overtaxed, and the doctors and everything else overtaxed with the disease and everything else, nothing is being done. This is top priority, and anybody with anything else is being overlooked. So there's people dying of natural causes that normally wouldn't. There's people dying of accidents that normally wouldn't, because all focus is on this. I still think, like I said, it's depopulation. It's being done on purpose. There could be a flu, and it could be a bad flu or whatever, but I don't know if it is a Captain Trips, like out of Stephen King's The Stand. A lot of people are referring to that book lately too. Um, Another idea that I would come up with, I heard now, like I said, these aren't facts and truths. These are things I was thinking. Um, Suppose there's a lot of protesting going on over this. People are pretty much sick and fed up. And I guess, they figure, hey, this is going to kill me. I might as well speak out. What are you going to do to me? Kill me? Well, so can this. And we're not getting any help or anything else. The masses are starting to protest and start to speak out. And I'm kind of wondering if this is way out in left field, but if this is Xi's way of bringing China out of communism and the closed, just the dictatorship kind of thing. Instead of, if China, this could all be part of one big plan. You got to think that Xi and Putin are in on it with Trump and all this. And yeah, I know it's a stretch, maybe not, but Xi is letting the people rise up. This is causing the people to rise up. And maybe through that, this will bring about changes in China that he wouldn't normally be able to just say, boom, we're going to do it this way from now on. Boom, we're going to do it this way. This may be a way to bring about social changes, security changes, human rights changes, that kind of thing. Way out there, but it's possible. And bring China into the first world, basically, as far as human rights and everything else. It depends what you want to believe, Some people think this is just what's going on with the disease and the politics in our country is just run-of-the-mill every day. It's always this way. Nobody ever gets busted or goes to jail. I think we're at a different time. People are going to pay for consequences. And there could be so many different things. There is a lot going on behind the scenes. Is it even more than we think? Q keeps saying it's bigger than you think. This is going to be biblical, blah, blah, blah. Q doesn't over-exaggerate and hasn't really been wrong about too many things. He is wrong occasionally, or seems wrong, because, as he stated in the beginning in his posts, that misinformation, disinformation is part of this game, because the black hats are reading his stuff too. So you have to know what's going on. Future proves the past, and we're starting to see that. We are now into that future that he's been talking about for 3 years. The future proves the past. A lot of the posts that we couldn't figure out, or just had conjecture about, maybe it meant this or that, they're starting to see, well, now there's a connection now back to certain posts from the past. And so that's the future proving the past. And I'm all of a sudden thinking that if anybody is actually watching this, you're probably confused as shit right now listening to me, because I can come across that way even if I don't want to or mean to. So Q, if you're not aware of Q, you're just going, what the fuck is this fat guy talking about? If you are familiar with Q, you might be familiar with what I'm saying. It might be new to you. If it is, check out some other people, some of the other places that have videos on what is Q. I mean, just one video and you can get caught up on the idea of Q. In Pursuit of Truth, iPod is one of those. He's the top one I would recommend. There are others, and I mean, I learn every day of new people, through people I follow that I want to check out. So That's one to take a look at. That's just a far left field theory. Is this a political transition? You know, in China, in the government and everything else of China, or are they just killing off all the dissidents and gonna keep on going as they're going? I think it's one of the two. I don't think this is. I mean, we know it was created in a lab. It wasn't an accident. It's not a. It's not a nature thing. It wasn't caused by bat soup out of the marketplace or any of that stuff. Um, was it released on purpose? Or was it like Captain Trips and released by accident or ignorance? Who's to say? This video has gone way longer than I really wanted to, so I'm not even going to touch on any other subject. I will say one thing. I guess that about covers it on China for now, though. I'm going to keep an eye on the news, and I'll let you know what's going on in the next video. It is Monday morning, Monday the 17th of February. It's before dawn, but it's still dark out, but it's not close to dawn yet. That's China. I'll keep looking at it and see what's going on. Tip for the day: on when you have concentrates like in the little glass things they give you, like live resin especially, it's better to keep it in the refrigerator so that it has a consistency you can work with. But the biggest thing is, once you get down to the you've gotten all you can out of it, you'll see there's a film and lines of it and stuff still in there that you just can't seem to get. What you want to do is warm that up. Warm up the whole little glass thing, and get that to melt inside there. Crush up some really good bud inside there, and then mix it around with a utensil and stir it and get that bud to soak up that oil. Mix with that oil, get it out, and you should come out with clean glass, and that means you got all your oil. Put that that shake mixed with the oil in your pipe and have at it. All right. Like, dislike, comment. If you dislike, please comment. Subscribe. Hey, I got 5, so somebody out there is new, but I don't know if anything's actually, most aren't even watched yet. So that's cool. I'm still here. I'm still going to do it. Someday, maybe somebody will discover this. Maybe somebody will discover it in the future after all the world and people have been annihilated. The zombie apocalypse and all that shit, Yeah, probably not. I will be remembered through all of the future posterity, and I will be considered a god. My words will go. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Just kidding, big guy. I don't care. I don't want to be you. You got too much on your plate. I just like to sit here and get stoned. You should do that. Get stoned. Then write a comment. All right. Socrates Fool, I am out of here. Call me the fool anytime. Take care. Peace.